I feel like many of us waste so much time doing things we don't like. But when it comes to the things we actually like or want to do, we don't invest enough time. We tend to do them partially or halfway, or we don't get to start them at all. So often we give 20 or 30% into something, but we expect 100% return. We expect 100% result. But if we gotta be realistic, darling, that's not how things work. We get out what we put in. So if you're going to put 20% into something, most likely you're going to get 20% or less back. And that is normal. That is applicable just about anything. We rarely go all the way into something. We rarely give our 100%. But at the same time, we have big hopes. At the same time, we're hoping for big results. You may have a job at which you give 30 or 40% on a regular basis. Some days you may give 10%, some days you may go to 90%, but most of the time you're just not going all the way in because you're not enjoying what you're doing. And you may have many reasons why you're not investing much in your job. You may have many reasons why you're not doing your best. But the thing is that if you don't like what you're doing, why you're staying there? And in the cases when you're giving your 100% but you're still underpaid or undervalued, it could be that you're simply giving your all in the wrong place. Perhaps it is time for a change. Perhaps it is time to change your focus and go somewhere where you're gonna be more appreciated and where you're gonna enjoy what you do more. Darling, life is too short. And the truth is that we spend most of our lives working. So you better do something that you enjoy instead of staying stuck somewhere where you don't belong. Let me ask you something. How do you spend your vacation days? Are you being present and committed to your rest and peace? Or do you keep worrying and overthinking about what's going to happen next week? Thinking about all the duties and responsibilities that are waiting for you back home? The thing is that too many of us waste our time off by worrying or overthinking about different things, and we're not being able to be present and enjoy our vacation moments. We need to learn to switch off. We need to learn to restart our brains because our time off is for us. It is for us to enjoy life and feel good about ourselves. Have you asked yourself why so many people come back from vacation even more tired and exhausted than before? That's exactly the reason why, because they're not able to switch off their brains and be present and enjoy their time away. They're still thinking, they're spending their holidays in their heads instead of being out there and observing all that is surrounding us, indulging in different experiences. You know, whenever you have time off, you should have time off. You should go all the way in it. You should not think about work. You should not think about anything else. You should focus on having quality time with your closest ones. And you should be there for them. You should not be on your phone. You should not be somewhere else. Time off is for this. Time off is to switch off, to restart, and to regain your power. So learn to go all in. If you're resting, rest. If you're doing work, work. If you're having fun with the kids, have fun with the kids. No matter where you are, no matter what you do, learn to do it 100%. You know, it can be really disappointing when you go out with a friend and you want to tell them your story and you'd like to receive some, genuine feedback and you expect some mutual understanding. But instead of that, you go out and your friend is so much in their head, they're thinking about their own problems and they're not really listening to you. You keep talking, but the moment they have to speak, the moment they actually have to express an opinion about the stuff that you've shared, they have nothing to say, but instead they keep talking about themselves, about their story, about their problems. And that can be really ignorant and even selfish. And I'm telling you this because I've experienced this in the past. I have been in both sides. I've been the person who has been ignorant to an extent that has been too much in their head, not really listening to the person in front of them. And I realized that was a mistake. In these type of situations, I should have just stayed home when I really was too much in my head or I was too much stressed, I didn't really had the capacity to listen to anybody else. Although I really wanted to go out, I wanted to go out with that friend, but it was not the right time for me to actually listen to somebody else's story when I was too much into my head, too much into my story, you know? And I have also been in the other side of the story. I have been the one person sharing something and hoping that I'll get some, you know, some opinion, some input from my friend, but my friend has been ignorant to me. They kept telling me things about themselves. It was only about them, their stories, their vacations, their plans. And whenever I was talking, it was like that person was not listening to me. They were not paying attention to me at all because they were all the time focused on their own stuff. And that really made me feel bad. And I realized that I have made people feel bad. I have hurt people in the past by acting this way. And why I'm telling you this? I'm telling you this because if you want to go out with somebody, make sure that you're going all the way in, that you're giving them your 100% attention, that you're not being distracted by your phone, by your thoughts. You know, be there, be present for them. You know, that's valid also for relationships. You may be in a relationship in which you give 20 to 30% to somebody while they're giving you their 100%. And the thing is, if you're giving only 20 to 30% to something, why you're staying in such a relationship? Are you staying just because it is convenient, just because it is easy to maintain? What are you gaining out of that? I just don't get it, because if you think about it, you're hurting the person that is giving you 100% of their time, 100% of their attention, and you're being there just a little bit. You know, according to me, I believe that if you're spending time with somebody, you gotta be 100% with them. And if you're in a relationship, you should be 100% in the relationship. And I don't mean being 100% of the time, because that's really hard to do. I think that's impossible. But whenever you spend time with somebody, be there. Go all the way in. Pay attention to their needs, to their wants. Instead of being all the time in your head or thinking about work or talking about work all the time, that you are not being present. You're not listening to that person. You don't really care for their needs. You know, I think that we all get to do that, but if you're on the other side, if you're the person that is giving 100% and you're with somebody that is giving you only 10 to 15%, how would you feel? You would feel bad. You would feel neglected. You would feel ignored. And you wouldn't like that, trust me. And I think that that's one of the main reasons why relationships fail. It is because many people don't reciprocate what others are giving them. You cannot always take and you cannot always give. I believe that healthy relationships are all about balance. You give and you take, you make compromises, but you cannot be always the one doing all the compromises. And whenever you spend time with somebody, be there 100%. Go all in, or don't do it at all. Because we don't usually like partial things. But if we're being honest with ourselves, we get to do things partially. And that's a little bit ironic, I guess. You know, I didn't really have that attitude of going all in whatever I do in the past, but now I do. Now I really try to give my best in everything I do. You know, I believe that we should be going all in whatever we do. If we work, we really gotta be focusing on work. We shouldn't get distracted by social media. We shouldn't get distracted by television or picking up calls that are not related to work. If we wanna be efficient and productive, we really gotta be concentrating 100% on one thing and doing it well. And this way we can really save ourselves time and energy. And whenever you're around people, be around them. Listen to them. Pay attention. Stop looking all the time on your phone, checking your notifications as if they are so urgent. If you're really not enjoying some people's company, then just don't go out. Stay home and check your phone and do whatever you want. But don't be around people. And at the same time, you're ignoring them and you're hurting their feelings this way. And when I really say we gotta go all in. I don't mean do some crazy things like take all your money and go investing in something you don't understand or go gambling. I don't mean that. I mean to go all the way in things that you have spent time to inform about, things that you have educated yourself for and you have prepared yourself for, and you're ready to go all the way in. When you're ready to go all the way in, do it. Don't do things halfway through and then wondering why you don't get the desired results. I've done it in the past, I must admit it. I've started things, I was quitting halfway through, and then I was wondering, but why I didn't get to where I wanted? Why I didn't get the expected output? But of course I didn't get the expected result because I was not giving my best. I didn't invest much time. I was not giving more than 40 or 50% into something. So how did I expect to get 100% back? There was no way for that. I really think that if we want to achieve a certain goal or a certain dream, we need to go all the way in. And even if things don't work out the way we hoped for or the way we wanted, we would know that we did our best and things simply didn't work out. But you wouldn't have any regrets. You wouldn't wonder whether things would have been different if you have gone all the way in, because you would have done your best and you would know that simply that thing was not for you. And it is time for you to change the direction. Maybe it's time for you to try new things. And also, this may give you some really good experience. You may learn some really precious lessons and applying them in the next things you do. Whenever you do something, concentrate on it. If you work, work. If you're out with people, be out with people. Pay attention to them, listen to them, show them that you care. Don't be somewhere else thinking about the past or the future. Go all the way in the present, being there for these people and be there for yourself too. And I'm sure if you do that, you will see a change in your life. If you find it hard to detach and set boundaries, if you struggle with believing in yourself, with focusing on you, check out my other videos. I'm sure they can be helpful. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.